Hello, everyone. I'm extremely delighted to be on this stage today and voice out my opinions and thoughts to everyone present here. It sounded weird, right? Not something you typically anticipate in this setting. But why did it sound so dull? Like plain bread. Well, that's because I wasn't letting my emotions shine through. If I were to rephrase the same with a wide grin and a cheerful tone, it would sound so much more engaging, right? Why is that? Well, let's say that infusing expression into your everyday lives is akin to seasoning your food with salt. Just how, without salt, your food is incomplete, without expression, our daily lives are incomplete. And this is just a small example of what expression does to us in our everyday lives. Hello, everyone. I'm Dhhyani Dama, and today I'll be talking about the multifaceted concept of expression. Expression is the multifaceted means through which individuals convey their thoughts, ideas, intentions, emotions, and creativity. It encompasses a wide range of communication, including spoken and written words, body language, artistic creations, and even the subtleties of silence. So before we dwell into why exactly expression is important, let's take a glance through the timeline of expression. Expression has undergone significant transformation throughout the ages. During the early days of humanity, our ancestors didn't have the luxury on relying on lengthy PPTs to put their point across. Instead, they relied on primal expressions like wild grunts, furrowed eyebrows, and wild gestures, which, believe it or not, are forms of expression. Imagine a caveman trying to communicate danger to his fellow mates by pointing at a growling tiger, or his attempt to express his delight after discovering a beautiful berry bush. His survival was only and only dependent on the effectiveness of his expression. And let's be honest, everyone. Our survival may not hinge on warding off prehistoric predators, but the art of expression, it's still vital. We need it in our daily life to convey our intentions, thoughts, and ideas. Imagine a scenario how your face lights up when you see your favorite food coming to your restaurant table, or how your eyebrows meet each other when you receive an unpleasant or an unexpected text message. These are the modern survival expressions at play. And now we move on to the 300 BCE, during the time of ancient philosophers like Aristotle and Plato. They obviously didn't have social media platforms, but they had a pen and a paper, and they recognized the power of expression. We can say it was like the original social media of the intellectual world, but without any cat videos. For example, imagine Plato trying to explain his theory of the allegory of the cave without any expressive gestures. He'd be pointing at random shadows on the wall while gesticulating wildly, making everyone in the room wonder if he was in some serious need of shadow puppet practice. And now we move on to the 21st century, where expression has evolved into a multifaceted powerhouse. Today, it's not about what you say, your facial expressions, or your body language. It's about how you write your tweets, the filters you use in your Instagram selfies, and the emojis you use in your texts. Expression has gone digital, and the possibilities are endless. So, in an era where we express ourselves via memes, GIFs, and of course, the iconic video of a cat doing a backflip, expression has become that secret spice to humanity's cultural stew, and it is constantly evolving to keep up with the times. We live in an era that values critical thinking, problem solving, and efficiency. Undoubtedly, these skills are extremely vital, but as humans, we must not forget the sense of emotion. Emotions are the thread that weave the tapestry of our human experience. In today's world, people have forgotten that with our five senses, we have another sixth sense, without which we would be as mechanical as robots. That sixth sense, and probably one of the most important ones, is our ability to express. Our emotional quotient, or widely known as EQ, often operates silently in the background of the most important decisions of our life. Let it be choosing a pizza at a pizza shop or choosing your career path. It's there everywhere. So to simplify this analogy a little more, how many of you are parents to toddlers or have frequent interactions with toddlers? Please raise your hands. Not a lot of hands, I see. But the people who have raised their hands will be completely able to understand what I'm trying to say right here. Toddlers have more EQ than IQ, which is why it's their heart stirring their emotions, while the IQ takes the back seat. This makes them more heartfelt and less robotic. And this can also be one of the reasons why we like and dislike toddlers. But why have we started giving priority to our IQ rather than our EQ and create this pressure cooker of suppression that we don't even take off the gas after its third and final whistle? I believe it's because we're afraid to express, afraid of the diverse or adverse effects it may have if we do express them. To simplify this further, imagine a soda bottle, tightly sealed with a bubbling carbonated liquid in it. Our emotions are just like that carbonated liquid. We frequently mask away our emotions, afraid of the adverse and disastrous effects they may have if we do express them. But what we do not realize is that our emotions, just like that carbonated liquid, have a way of building up over time. Now picture dropping a mint into that soda bottle. What happens? Instantly, there's an explosive reaction. The soda bursts into an uncontrollable eruption with seldom way to control it. Similarly, when we keep our emotions bottled up for too long, we create a potential for a sudden and overwhelming release that can and will catch us off guard. And the consequences to this can often be messy. Analogously, when we do not express our feelings, messy consequences like suffering of relationships or our overall well-being deteriorated can occur. And what remains is the empty soda bottle, just like our regret of not expressing our feelings sooner. So, how do we exactly control a soda eruption? By releasing the pressure of the bottle slowly and steadily, right? Similarly, we can also avoid an emotional eruption by learning how to express our feelings slowly, steadily, and healthily. But is expression only in the form of speaking, via words? No, I don't think so. Language, while a magnificent tool, is just one facet of our communicative abilities. It encompasses a wide array of mediums, including dance, art, and music. And believe it or not, but I myself am a witness to this. During the pandemic, I was deprived of all the social interactions and connections, which made me feel like a bird with clipped wings, unable to soar freely. I became increasingly apprehensive upon striking that once familiar conversation, even when the time permitted. It was during this challenging period that I rediscovered the healing power of music. You see, I had always been passionate about music, but I always thought of it as my hobby. But during those long months of isolation, I realized that music was not just a hobby, but now it had become my lifeline to the world beyond my four walls. I remember the day when it all changed. I had been feeling particularly down, and the weight of loneliness was just unbearable. In a moment of desperation, I picked up my piano And as my fingers hit the keys and the melody began to surround the room, something incredible happened. Music had now become my voice when words failed me. Each chord and each note became an unspoken conversation with myself and, in a way, with the world as well. Through this experience, I learned that even in the darkest of times, there are forms of expression that can help you heal, connect, and ultimately find your way back to the world and its people and break the unknown barriers that we have built among ourselves. And you know who can relate with me? Beethoven and Van Gogh. The music stalwart Beethoven needs no introduction. His ability to convey his profound feelings via music, even in the face of deafness, showed us that it can be used as a powerful language tool. How many of you have heard his famous piece, the Symphony No. 9? Please raise your hands. A lot of people. So I am sure that you might have realized that he has used such powerful and joyful sounds to convey his optimism and love for life. Van Gogh demonstrates this in a similar manner. The idea for his famous painting, The Starry Night, as many of you might not know, struck him when he was staring out of the window of his mental asylum cell. He used colors to show his journey of fighting his mental illness. I repeat, colors, not words. These famous personalities show us that expression isn't confined to artistic pursuits or words. It can be anything. And when I say anything, I literally mean it. Pottery, cooking, stitching, gardening, or even shopping. I literally mean everything. So, bottling up our emotions is like sealing a soda bottle with a ticking time bomb. It's not a healthy or a sustainable approach to our inner world. Instead, let us learn to express. Let's encourage to express. Because, in the end, a person without self-expression is like a person without self-freedom. So, to conclude my talk, I would just like to say a few lines penned by me. In the garden of life, let your voice bloom, for the petals of expression are the most vibrant ones that nourish your soul's perfume. Thank you.